Hi, everybody. This is Symphonic Elk, and I'm coming at you with my 46 comic book haul. And I call this one 46 Point Marvel because I have been lazy and haven't done a haul in about a month. And I have so many books that, yeah, I've split them up into Marvel, DC, and Independence. So let's not waste any time and get started. So the first book I have here is Ghost Rider Fear Itself, #1. This is the first appearance of the third Ghost Rider, whose name is Alejandro Jones. I have Ghost Rider number 93. So this is from volume 2. This is one of actually the rarest modern books. So the story of it is this is actually the last issue for the volume 2 of Ghost Rider. But then it's not the last issue. So it was the last issue. It got canceled in the middle of the story, Two Brides for a Demon. So it's number 93, like 10. So this is like 97. About 10 years later, the author and artist got together and came out with Ghost Rider number 94, which finished the story. So that's technically the final issue, but for a long time, like a decade, this was considered the final issue. And it's super rare. I picked up the new Black Widow series. I like this, the Flaviano cover. I like the cover, so went ahead and got it. This is another book that I bought for the cover that's new. It's a Tony Stark Iron Man book. Really love the whiskey glass. I guess or bourbon. I think it is whiskey, but from Kentucky. Anyway, yeah, so really cool. I picked up both of these books, Unknown World and Crypt of Shadows. These are the Superlog variant cover and the John Tyler Christopher variant cover. Yeah, thought they were pretty interesting. Good throwback to the books of yesteryear, per se. I'm a little late to the party, but I found this for a good deal. This is the Annihilation Contest or Conquest Wraith book, 1 of 4. It's the first appearance or first full appearance of Wraith. I picked up J. Scott Campbell, Ultimate Thor. This is the Long Beach Comic Con cover. I believe there's also an incentive variant cover that's exactly the same that's worth more. I picked up the Frank Cho Totally Awesome Hulk #1. It's the first appearance of Amadeus Cho as Hulk and Lady Hellbender. And again, like I said, it's a Frank Cho variant cover. This is, I think, a good book to pick up. It's really pretty cheap, and I think it's got some potential. I picked up a copy of the Immortal Hulk #2, the first appearance of Dr. Fry. Also a little late to the party on this one. There is a Zafino variant. I don't know if it's like 1 in 25 or 1 in 50. If you find that in your local comic shop, buy it. It's now selling for like $150 to $200. Pretty crazy. I picked up, I don't know, it's like my second or third copy of Captain America #360. This is the first full appearance of Crossbones. I just pick these up when I find them for a couple dollars. I like his character in the movies, even though he's a bad guy. I picked up a second copy of G.I. Joe #151. Didn't actually mean to pick up a second copy, just didn't realize that I already owned it, which is stupid because I have a database full of books. I didn't look. So anyway, as most people know, G.I. Joe, the last couple of issues, 151, 2, 3, 4, and especially 155 are hard to find, low print run issues. So it's worth a couple bucks, nothing more. Another new book that I got was the Age of X-Men, Marvelous X-Men, the Victor Hugo variant cover. Thought this was a pretty cool cover with Storm. I did pick up the Age of X-Men Alpha #1, the Raza variant cover, the 1 in 25. Big fan of his work lately. Was lucky enough to get this pretty cheap. This has gone up a lot in the last couple of days. This is Dead Man Logan, #4 of 12, the Zafino variant cover, 1 in 25. So CBSI comicbookinvest.com had put out a list of the not hot 10 books that had gone down recently, and I've got actually got a couple of them in here. And so when I see, I kind of think about Warren Buffett and the way he does investing, and not in comic books, obviously, but with stocks. And he talks about how you need to buy when things are going down rather than when they're going up. I mean, obviously, be smart about it and understand why they might be going down, but don't buy at the peak of when things are worth money. I mean, so referring to that, I looked at the latest group, and then there was one other article from like a year ago or 2 years ago, and so this Dell'Otto variant cover in Humans vs. X-Men, so 1 in 50, it was listed on one that had gone down, and it used to command some bucks, and now it's down to, I don't know, $20 or $30. And so I thought it would be a good one to pick up. I enjoy Dell'Otto's work. If you've seen one of my old hauls, you know that I have the actual first print Howard the Duck variant cover with Gwenpool. This is the second print. It's not worth nearly as much, but I found it for a couple dollars and didn't own it, so I picked it up. I got this from our good friend Long Box Love Affair. I will link his channel in the description. Great YouTuber. Hey, Weapon X Squall. He's been selling some stuff off on eBay and then on Instagram. Hey, Gamma Comics, and a couple other places. So this is the second printing. I enjoy second prints, and I wanted to support a YouTuber and one that's local to where I live. So yeah, good cover. Next, I picked up the Mark Brooks Avengers No Road Home variant. This is the cheaper one. There was, I think, a 1 in 25. This is like I don't know, it's like considered like a B cover, but I think it's the better one. And then I picked up the Adam Hughes 1 and 50 variant cover. It's supposedly, according to the Unpressable Defect guys, an homage, which is also homage. But homage is the French way to say it. Anyway, to Spawn #1, I don't super see it, but they know more about comic books than I do. There you go. Found this in a back issue bin. It's probably gone cold at this point. Hello, Mo. This is and I apologize for my dog barking. This is Avengers #47. It is the first appearance of Dane Whitman, who becomes the third Black Knight, I think. Anyway, it's supposedly he may or may not be in some movie. I don't know who really cares, but it was cheap. I also bought this. It's Miss Marvel 13. Found it in a back box. It's the first appearance of the Danvers, which I spelled Davners on my label. Family, Sapper, and Golden Blade. There's some thought that they'll appear in the movie, so here we go. Hey, good morning, Comic Core. Again, I apologize about my dog. Another Captain Marvel book. I picked up the 1 in 25 Adam Hughes variant. Would love to have the Virgin variant, which I believe Thanatos Comics is giving away for 700 subcontext, which may have already ended, but if it did recently. If you should definitely check out his channel, which I'll also link in the description. So yeah, good stuff. You could win the Virgin variant for his 700 sub contest. There you go. I picked up this one, Captain Marvel #1, as the second appearance of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. How much is the Hughes Captain Marvel going for? Hey, Bad Avenger. You know what? I don't know. Probably like it's 1 in 50, so probably like $40. I got it from my local comic shop, so I was lucky and didn't have to pay that much for it. I don't know off the top of my head. Anyway, It's a good one. Oh, and the Virgin variant, I have no idea how much that's going for. It's probably a lot. It's like a 1 in 100, yeah, it's the 1 in 100. So anyway, like I said, if you're interested in it and Thanatos Comics contest is still going on, you should check it out. Luckily, I'd always thought the Deadpool 19 was the first appearance of Hit Monkey. Apparently, I was wrong. So the first appearance of Hit Monkey is Hit Monkey One Shot, not number one. There's like a mini series. Sorry for the glare, but it's this one shot. I was lucky. It's a little beat up, but I have an online comic book shop that it's just a gold mine for these types of things. I mean, nothing great, but like if a book gets hot and you miss it for like a day or two, you can very often go there and they have it, which I'm not going to divulge the comic shop's name. They also are really good for magic cards if you're into that kind of thing, which is how I originally found them. I got this out of one of the Walmart blind bags. This is the Amazing Spider-Man number 12. It's part of the Spider-Verse one. And it's the first appearance of Mego Spider-Man, Cowboy Spider-Man, Spider-Horse, and the Sentient Spider-Mobile. And this is the Marvel Animation Spider-Verse variant with my favorite Spider-Ham. Pick these two books up kind of late to the party on them. They're both Spider-Women Alpha number 1. This is the J. Scott Campbell variant, and this is just the cover A. There is another variant, an incentive variant that's worth a good bit more, like a couple $100. So this one, surprisingly, I thought this would be worth something, but it doesn't appear to be. So if you're desperate to have this book, you can get this one for a couple of dollars. And this, I think, runs about 15. Accidentally bought 2 of each of these. So I was reading some of the speculation sites. This is Spider-Man 2 number 1. This is the A cover, and this is the 1 in 25 Marquez variant cover. So somehow eBay thought that I bought 2 each of them, but I didn't, or not on purpose. So this is the first appearance of Marvel Universe 616 Miles Morales, known as Evil Miles. And the speculation is that Miles has become a really popular character. No surprise, he's a great character. The movie's really good. But he doesn't have any of his own like signature villains. And so there's some thought that at the end of the day, Evil Miles is going to be his main villain. So, sorry, much more books. Let's go through a bunch of Spider-Man. So this also came from the Walmart blind bag. This is Spider-Geddon number 1. This cover is actually a Walmart exclusive cover. In the most recent blind mystery bags or whatever, this is the only one that is Walmart exclusive. I do believe, though, that the covers of some of the other ones, like there's some color swaps or something, and I don't really, but I'm not 100% sure of that. I got the Sana Takeda variant cover for, didn't even know Walmart. So, yeah, I mean, they usually get either beat up or bought pretty quickly. Gamma. Don't ever expect to get anything good. I know that there was a time in the world where at Five Below you could get like the Ultimate Fallout Ultimate Fallout 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales, the Derjovic variant, which is worth a ton of money now, in some of those. So like if you go to a Five Below, you can kind of get some good mystery bags. Generally speaking, the long ones don't have anything. But I like opening them just because I'm an idiot and like wasting money. And so I do it in front of everyone so they can see that I'm wasting money. Yeah, the Five Below ones are that they can be good. The most recent good book that I got out of a Five Below one was the second print of All New Wolverine number 2, which is the first appearance of Honey Badger. Anyway, back to this. So this is the Takeda variant cover for I'm probably butchering that, Miles Morales Spider-Man number 2. Just a great cover. It's a 1 in 25 variant. Pick this up for $1. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 10. Also one part of the Spider-Verse. This is the first appearance of Spider-Punk. I have a couple copies of it, but when they're in dollar bins, I think it's like a $10 book anyway, and you never know if he's going to show up in any of this animated stuff. Finally picked up the Summerfest sampler, the first-ish Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel right here, because it previews was Avenging Spider-Man number 9. Yeah. So $10-$20 book. Also was able to so here's a little bit of story. If for those of you who don't know, I live in the DC metro area, Washington, DC, and I have for about 13 or 14 years. So I was here during Obama's inauguration, and I worked across the street from a comic book store. And so when I saw that they, had Obama on the cover and that it was kind of made the national news, I said, well, I'll go pick one of these books up. And I walked across the street, and the line was like 150 people deep. And I was just like, no way, it's not worth it. So I never picked it up. Picked up some of the second prints and stuff. I've given them away before. But I finally picked up the first print. So kind of happy about that. I think all right, this is a potential spoiler alert. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the main villain in The Punisher season 2 is Jigsaw. This is his first appearance, so it's gained some heat lately. This is the first appearance of Hydro Man. The Spider-Man movie came out, or the trailer for the new Spider-Man Far From Home came out, and it looked like potentially he's going to be the main villain. So the book shot up in price, and I was able to find it in a dusty back bin for I think $10 or $15. It was more than I had wanted it to be, but whatever. This is just a cool cover. I love this is Web of Spider-Man, the introduction of Spider-Hulk. Just a cool book, and with the fact that they're mashing every character together, why not go ahead and spend a couple dollars and spec on it? Was able to pick up a pretty crappy copy of Molten Man, the first appearance. So this book has always been fairly expensive because it's Spider-Man number 28, Amazing 28. And it's a black cover, so to get it in any kind of decent condition is very difficult to do. But again, because of the trailer, it's, I think, even more expensive now. All right, almost done. Fantastic Four Annual number 6. This is the birth of Franklin Richards and the first appearance of Annihilus. And I know that he's attached to something, and I don't remember what it is. So, yep, pick that one up. Picked up this Tales to Astonish number 59. This is the first appearance of Hulk in the Tales to Astonish series. And I guess more importantly, this is the first mention that it's anger that triggers Hulk's transformation. So this is a kind of low-grade copy of it. Another low-grade copy I was able to pick up on the cheap is Strange Tales number 135. So some people think this is the first appearance of Nick Fury. It's not. There's the Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos number 1. Is the first appearance of Nick Fury, but this is the first appearance of Nick Fury as an agent of S.h.i.e.L.D., and it's the first team appearance of S.h.i.e.L.D. and Hydra. So kind of a cheap, low-grade copy, but it's a cool one. All right, got one more Raw book and then a handful of CGC, and I'll be done with the Marvel. And so this is one I've been wanting for a long time. If you follow me on Instagram, and you should, it's Symphonic Elk without the hyphen that I use in the YouTube one. So I try to put up a new book that I get every day. So I already showed this, but I love this. This is the Jerome Opeña Punisher number 2, 1 in 50 variant. So if people remember, I had a list of things that I want. So this is my 2018 list. The ones that are crossed out in black are from 2018 that I bought them. And then there's some on this side. These are the variants that I wanted. And the ones in green are ones I bought in So I got it. Happy to get it. It's dropped a lot in price over the last couple of years or so on oh yeah, thanks, Gamma. All right, so just have a couple more CGC Marvel books, and then we'll shut this down because it's 20 minutes. So Simple Man's Comics had mentioned that he buys his slab books from a place called Slabbed Heroes. It's an online shop, and I went to check it out, and their prices are really surprisingly good. And so I wanted to buy a couple things. So one of the things that I bought just as kind of as an add-on to get the shipping to make it worthwhile was so I have this Edge of Spider-Geddon number 2 9.8, and as people know from the Edge of Spider-Verse movie, there was Penny Parker, who is the the girl who controls the Spider Mech robot. Well, this is Addie Brock, who I believe is Eddie Brock's daughter, and she this is her first appearance, and she controls the equivalent, I guess, of the mech suit, but for the Venom one. So I went ahead and added that on. This is another one that I just bought randomly. So this is this is Darth Vader number 3. It's the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. It's only 9.4. But this is also the variant edition, the La Roca cover. I actually like the other cover better, but I said why not. One book that I've been looking for forever. If you know anything about me, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1 is my favorite comic book of all time. It got me back into comic books twice in my life. This is the Target version of Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, although it actually reprints Ultimate Spider-Man number 14, number 50. This book is pretty expensive, and I always watch it. I'm not willing to spend over. I wasn't willing to spend over $100. Finally, it showed up on eBay for less than that, and so I picked it up. Another variant that I've wanted for a long time that's dropped in value is this is Sum number 4. The variant edition. It's the Dave Johnson cover. Sorry, it's so the Mylar is really. But anyway, so yeah, this is a book that used to command for. It's a 9.6. And 9.6 used to command like $500. Now it can be got for less than $200. I'm hoping maybe that it goes back up. We'll see. So I have Amazing Spider-Man number 300, but I have the direct edition. So I picked this up. This is a 9.4, and it is the direct edition. When this book came out, the numbers for direct editions versus newsstand editions, and I don't know why I said this is the newsstand edition, they weren't nearly as different as they are now. They were closer, but to get things in newsstand at high grade, because they were just shoved on the shelf at a Zippy Mart, at a Barnes and Noble, and whatever. So when I found this at a good price, I went ahead and picked it up. And so now I have 2. And here's the last book. So this is a book that I've wanted for a long time. It also was on my list. And what do you think of the Spider-Verse spiders, man? Sorry, Badavinder, I don't quite understand your question. Oh, Gamma, you've been looking for that one for your daughter. Well, your daughter's very lucky that if she gets that from you. Anyway, so this is the last book. Been looking for this book and it's the Wolverine Nabisco variant for Wolverine 145. It's a 9.0, which is definitely lower than what I would normally want to get, especially in a modern book. But honestly, for a 9.0 with a black cover, it presents very, very well. Wanted this forever. This book has gotten to be very, very expensive, especially in the higher grades. So I found this book for a couple $100, and I went ahead and jumped on it. So I'm really excited to have this in my collection. I'd like to say that one day I'd get a higher grade, but I don't think that I'll bother replacing it, not at the price that it costs. So, yep, that's all the Marvel books that I have. That one's on my grail. Thought mine was going to come back at 9.4. Wow. That's awesome. A 9.8. I'm jealous, but what can you do? All right, so it's almost 25 minutes. He is the version of Spider-Man comprised of spiders in a costume, kind of like Swamp Thing. Oh, yeah, yeah. Wow, wow, game. That's a great price. Yeah, it's weird. I do. It took me a little while to because there's so many of these variants of the spider men and women. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's hard to say like which of these spider. All right, sorry. Which of these spider people are end up being worth the most? And I'm trying to look at it from the standpoint of hey, Florence. I'm trying to look at it from the standpoint of, and again, I apologize. My dog is barking at something outside. But I look at it as, what is the most movie appropriate, considering that, I mean, even though Edge of the Spider Verse was an amazing movie for children, for adults, but I mean, at the end of the day, even though some of it I thought was a little heavy, most of it was, for children. So that's why I like Addie Brock. Yeah, anyway, I I try to make sure like when I'm looking at those, if it's kind of an investment that that's cheap. I mean, I bought that 9.8 for $40 for the Spider Verse one with or Spider Geddon one. So yeah, I mean, I think any of them have potential. I do think like Spider Punk, Addy Brock, those ones are the ones that I'm focusing on right now, because I think they have a good chance of showing up in TV show, the next movie, because there's definitely going to be another movie, and uh, so I mean that's my thought. Anyway, it's been over 26 minutes, and I just got through the Marvel books that I bought since my last haul. So I am going to call it. Well, I was going to say a night, although it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Um, I want to thank everyone for listening, for chatting, for watching, for spending a little bit of their day with me. I will have the DC and independent videos out in the next day or two. All right, thanks. Have a good one.